Let's start it off. Usman versus Master. Jared, I need to know while we play this clip. I need to know, what did you think about the match? What did you think about this? Is UFC up and coming with these matches? Is there a revolution being made in these matches? I know you said something about something you heard during this match that was quite interesting. Go ahead and explain it to everybody.
About what they said to each other?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, in Masvidal's post-fight interview, he basically kind of explained what him and Kamaru Usman said after the match. After the bell had rung and everybody knew Usman won, they basically were just talking. He said, Jorge said, listen, now we know we don't have to promote, we don't have to get into these like basically fake beefs to promote fighting. Kamaru talked about that after the fact and on those comments, and he basically was saying he agreed, and he was saying like that's where he started losing the respect for Masvidal, is when he became that fighter who was doing all that promoting, and Masvidal agrees that that's not really who he is. So I think there was two possible outcomes from this fight: a Jorge Masvidal knockout of Kamaru Usman, or a decision win for Kamaru Usman. There wasn't any other way that fight was going to end. Kamaru was saying he didn't underestimate Jorge's wrestling like a lot of people did, and the fact that he said he was pretty gassed after about midway through the second round, the way he was able to defend honestly a little probably stronger, I'd say definitely stronger, especially in the wrestling game aspect, of course, guy in Kamaru Usman, who's just so hard to defend his grappling, and he did a very good job of defending takedowns on a gassed 6 day short notice fight, and it ended up being one of the two possible outcomes, and I really didn't see it going any other way. Masvidal always had a puncher's chance. He really won the first round for sure. And I'm kind of glad that they have that respect for each other now. And I think it's not only this from this fight, but all the divisions where there was the main fights, they're all kind of shaken up right now from these fights. So it was a great card. I think the card lived up to its hype as a whole. A lot of people were complaining about how boring the last fight was, but you knew that if you watch UFC, you know that's Kamaru Usman's game is grappling, especially against a brawler, or like Kamaru Usman said, one of the biggest, baddest guys that he could fight. You got to use your wrestling. You got to do it. You got to win. You can't listen to what the media and what people want. So, yeah, that's kind of my brief synopsis of the whole thing.
Well, I tell you what, man, the synopsis was phenomenal. I don't know if you could get a better synopsis anywhere else, man. I mean, cleared that up real quick, real fast. You put that together like only a professional can, man. Shout out to Pylon.
Hey, I'm trying. I mean, UFC is one of my big things. I mean, I watch it as much as I watch NFL football, and a little bit less than college football. So it's right there for sure.
By the way, yeah. I have a special. I'm not calling him a guest. I am not calling him a guest. He is not a guest. He is a brother of mine. He's been a brother for years now. He is also Rise Up Family's own, and also Sports Angle's own, Ian Kelly. What's good, Ian Kelly? What's up? Rocco Kelly is in the house from Las Vegas. Rocco, what's up?
I'm doing great. It's a good Monday night to talk about some sports. Let's get into it.
What's going on? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I need to know your thoughts on what's going on as far as Mastav and Usman, man. Tell me about this fight. How you felt about it, Ian?
Man, this fight, I only saw clips of it because I was busy that night, so I didn't get to see the whole thing in its entirety. But from what I saw about the fight, there's some good back and forth, and I like the styles that both of them brought to the fight. And what I believe UFC really needs to start doing more of is they need to take more fighters that have they'll have one style over here, and then there's going to be one fighter that has a completely different style on one end and have them meet together. Because I understand that UFC, you have all these different types of mixed martial arts. You've got some that like to go to the ground. There's some that like to do the body shots. Then there's ones who like to go straight for the headshots. So from what I understand about UFC, when you have different type of fighters who have different type of mentalities on how they want to get the end of the fight done, that is best for UFC. Because I have one fighter who's relying on those body shots, on weakening, your ribs, your kidneys. They go after, your vital organs to wear you down. And then you got one fighter on the other end who all he's going to do is just keep, going for your knees, just going for the lower body so he can put you in a submission. That is what I believe UFC should do moving forward. Have two different type of styles meet in the main event.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, because September, the fight that's supposed to happen, it's technically not fully announced yet. It's supposed to be that Justin Gaethje Khabib Nurmagomedov fight for the lightweight belt, and that's an absolute perfect example of that. That's Justin Gaethje, who actually he was a All-American wrestler, but as an MMA fighter, he's just been a knockout artist, and he's got arguably the best leg kicks in the game. So the biggest weakness for a wrestler, which is what Khabib is, obviously he's 28-0. He's probably one of the best wrestlers we've ever seen in mixed martial arts. And he's facing a guy who thrives on leg kicks, which is the biggest enemy of a wrestler. If you ask any wrestler, the biggest enemy is those leg kicks. He's got devastating ones, and he's a true boxer. You saw what he did to Tony Ferguson. That was a world-class boxing clinic he put on that fight. So if you want that fight, September, that's going down. Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier are kind of like that, but Cormier's been brawling a lot with him. So we'll see. But Cormier is obviously a great wrestler. Same camp as Khabib, too. So
absolutely, totally.
You got those fights coming up, definitely.
Let me ask you this. While we are on the subject of UFC, obviously, I want to shout out my brother Jesse Neal as well, who is an MMA fighter right here in Buffalo, New York. He works on daily. If there was one fight that you could see, which one would it be between you two?
Oof.
You know what? I'm gonna have him start out. Hey, take it from here.
Well, it would have to. I would do it based on just me selfishly. Would be like my favorite fighters of all time, maybe. It's tough because I would love to see GSP versus Conor McGregor. But GSP, I mean, he came back after a 4-year hiatus, 3-year hiatus, and beat Michael Bisping for a middleweight. So when he was always a welterweight his whole career. So I don't ever doubt GSP out, like, at all. Even when he's retired, he's always in tip-top shape 100% of the time. So I would love to see that. I would also love to see, it could happen because this is the fight he keeps asking for, is Kamaru Usman versus GSP. He keeps asking for, this is like the third time in the last month he's asked for the GSP fight. When he wants to fight GSP, he just tied his record on the exact same day that the year GSP did it for the most, most welterweight wins in a row. He literally taught, like, Fight Island, that event was the exact same day of the year that George St. Pierre, that now he's tied the record with when he did it. So I would love to see that as well. There's so many fights I can think of. I want to see Conor get a rematch with Khabib. I want to see Tony Ferguson versus Khabib. There's a lot. John Jones, obviously, versus the Predator, Francis Ngannou. So there's a bunch.
GSP versus Khabib. Like, well, if you take the two styles that both of them have, like, I would love to see both of them go at it. And if you could be fantasy bookmaker, if you could do fantasy all time, I'd love to take, in his prime, GSP and go up against Khabib back when, he was fighting about 2 years ago, when he was just rocking up wins, win after win after win. Like, that would be a main event, like one of the best pay-per-views of all time. If you had GSP in his prime go up against Khabib in his prime.
And as you were talking about that, the one fight I do have to mention that I would love to see is because somehow this narrative has been spun up that Max Holloway is the best featherweight of all time, which is just not true. I want to see Conor McGregor fight Volkanovski, and I want him to let people, make people remember that Conor McGregor is bar none the best featherweight of all time. He beat Max Holloway 2 times in a row in Holloway's prime. So I don't know where that comes from. I mean, he really just ran right through the division. arguably like Demetrius Johnson ran through his division, which was crazy in its own. So I would like to see a Volk and Conor McGregor back down the featherweight, despite me not thinking that'll ever happen, but I would love to see it.
I mean, Conor McGregor's coming back. All these people keep talking about this retirement. Nobody officially retires in boxing or MMA. Like whenever when a fighter says they officially retire, what it means is that I'm going to step away until I get a 9-figure deal on the table, and then all of a sudden I'm going to magically come back out of nowhere. That is what that means.
Yeah, or if it's just and honestly just like a fight that they like or they want. Like not it doesn't even always have to be about the money. Cejudo, who just recently retired, Henry Cejudo, he said the one fight he'll come back for is to fight Volkanovski, go up to featherweight, and Volk just actually commented that on that in the post fight press conference. He was saying that he probably wouldn't do that because he just doesn't think Cejudo, who's naturally a flyweight, who is now fighting up he went up in bantamweight, got both titles. He'd have to jump up another weight class, but he's always kind of been like a bigger flyweight, so that would be very interesting. I want that. That's right. Very intriguing. But Volk said he probably wouldn't do it. So.
Yeah. I mean, to give a historical example, like Tito Ortiz, like in 2011, he announced his retirement, and I think he's done fights even up to last year. So a fighter doesn't really ever retire. Like, it's just the way it is.
Yeah, like I said with GSP. He came back after 4 years for the right fight in a different weight class because he wanted to prove he could fight a middleweight too. And it was a big legacy thing. I think it's a lot of legacy towards the end of people's careers. That's even what Volk's already talking about. He's talking about how he just wants fights that are he wants number one contenders, and he wants legacy fights that are going to put him in the GOAT conversation for his weight division. So,
of course, that's the way it should be. And you get to a certain point in a career when you want those high profile fights. When you've done your work, you've done everything you've done up to that point in terms of training, in terms of skill and all that. Okay, you've made that a part of it. Now it's time to make your money. Like I've always said, it's similar to boxing. A lot of the younger fighters, they take a lot of fights early on, but when they get into their prime and when they own their craft and they own their skill, all right, I know what I'm doing. Now it's time for me to make my money. Yep. And UFC is the same way. A lot of fighters are that way. They own their craft. They honor what it is. They have the discipline and everything they were taught. And after a couple of years, they go, all right, I know what I'm doing. I know when I step in the octagon, I can do this, this, and this. All right, now it's time for me to get that bag. Time for me to get that check at the window.
Yep. Conor McGregor, perfect example. He got himself on the map and just took off just money, money, money. And that's why he's bar none the highest paid fighter. So
that is very true. I mean, I'm surprised Khabib won't ever take that over. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Khabib anyway, so that's just
it's because of like we were saying with the Usman fight being boring. It's just some people, especially casual watchers of UFC, they don't want to see wrestling. They want to see people beating each other up. They want to see street fights.
Well, they want to see those easy knockouts. I mean, what does casual UFC fans like? They like to see on the 4-letter network. They love to see those high kicks to someone's head. Boom, you see him go straight to the ground. You got Joe Rogan screaming in the background like, it's all over. Like, that's what casual fans like. Me, I love the discipline of it. In fact, when it comes to watching UFC fights, I like to watch early on who has a lot of discipline. Who are the ones who aren't just, doing kicks just to do kicks? Like, they have a discipline. They have, a technique. They have a reason for why they're doing combos and why they're doing certain things. Discipline in UFC is very underrated. Most people take it for granted. But you got to have discipline if you're going to be a great fighter in UFC.
For sure. It's one of the main attributes you need.
All right, let me read some comments. Are we good? We good with the UFC? I mean,
it's your show. It's your show, man. We're just talking. We'll talk.
No, don't say that. This is Monday Night Madness, sir.
All right. Fair enough.
You good? Chris Fisher said Conor is only interested in money. Said that was bad for GSP to come back, take the belt, and vacate. Bad for UFC. It delegitimizes the belts when people vacate like that. I totally agree with that.
Well, GSP has also dealt with a lot of injuries. He's torn his ACL like 3 times, so he doesn't want to sit there and just fight, because when you have a belt, a lot of the time it's mostly people. You're getting people thrown at you. You're getting the contenders thrown at you. And most of the time, it's hard to argue who you're going to fight when you're the champ. So GSP doesn't want to be in that position where he's just sitting there giving a fight that's not going to improve his legacy after being out of the game for 4 years. Like, I don't know.
Makes sense. Very strategic, very cerebral. It sounds
like. You have to be very, you have to be very methodical about who you pick.
It's also the camp he trained in for most of the end of his career as well. The same one that John Jones trains at, Jackson Wink, where they teach you to win. They teach you to point fight. GSP, John Jones, those are two big examples of that. And if you notice, you look at John Jones, he was finished people with submissions, doing whatever he wanted. And it's not like he lost a touch or anything. He just started point fighting and he started winning fights, just going for the win, not necessarily the finish. And that's a lot of what GSP did as well, because when he switched over to Jackson Wink. So you see, where you train has a lot to do with how you fight as well. And people don't realize that there's so many different camps with so many different dynamics and fight styles that they teach. It's interesting.
Well, with that being said, I'm telling you, that was phenomenal. I learned a lot right there. I learned a lot. I mean,
that's why I was saying I deferred it to you, because I'll talk about UFC all day if you let me. So at some point, you got to cut me off.
Listen, you know what? It ain't even the cutoff. But you know what? Speaking of cutoff, we're gonna go right to a commercial break real quick, and then when we get back, NFL talk is on the docket. We got plenty of NFL talk coming up. Monday Night Madness with your boy, the fire starter, Rocco Kelly, and Jared Pylon, the Pylon Mother. We'll be back just a moment. All right, we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, Monday Night Madness. What you just saw, that commercial, saw you. You can watch that anytime on Sunday at 4 p.m. on the Rise Up Family Sports Network, all right? I'm here with the fire starters, obviously, with Rocco Kelly. I'm here with Jared Mullet from Pylon to Pylon. We are going to get into our next topic of discussion. I need y'all to like and share right now. I want to thank everybody who supports. All right. This is where it gets really real. NFL talk. We got a whole lot of fun coming for you. So let's get into it. Let's get right into it. All right. Let's get right to it. Obviously, NFL talk, folks. All right. Let's move. All right, folks, we are going to have some fun. I need everybody to like and share this. This is going to be very quick. You are going to see a whole lot of quick responses, a whole lot of quick action. I need you guys in the comment section to be on those keyboards, all right? Whether it's your phone, whether it's your tablet, whether it's your computer. Shout out to my other brother that just came in the building, Dallas Oliver. What's up?
Oh, finally got here a little bit late, but
it's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it.
Better late than never.
Better late than never, but never late is better. Nevertheless, let's get right into it. I need you to tell me the players that we have right here and on every screen from here on out. Are they top 3, top 5, top 10, or not top 10 at all? All right? Those are the 4 criteria. Top 3, top 5, top 10, or not top 10 at all. And then at the end, I'm going to throw a monkey wrench in here. I need everybody to get on the keyboards. Let's go. Like and share the show. All right. We are going to start with the non-power 5. All right. Non-power 5. And these are probably the best players from the non-power 5 period. All right. I'm going right down the line, starting with Rocco Kelly all the way to Dallas Oliver. And I will add my little spiel at the end of each one. All right. Let's go. Let's go, Rise Up family. Let's go, everybody that's watching, tuned in. I know your keyboards are fired up, ready. I need them fingers to go. All right? Starting with Carson Wentz.
Not top 10.
Woo! Go ahead. Pylon to pylon.
Fringe top 10 right now for me. Probably top 10, but I wouldn't be like he's just said not top 10. I'm not. I don't disagree. I guess it's a middle ground. It's tough.
Dallas.
Definitely top 10. Number 8 to be exact.
Oh, okay. Now, let's deliberate a little bit real quick. 1 minute to deliberate on each one. I think Carson Wentz is top 10. He's pushing, though. It's getting close for him to fall out of there. I tell you, if they have another season like that again, like last
I don't mind the number 8 ranking at all.
I might push him out of there. Now, let's deliberate. Rocco. Why did you say what you said?
He's too injury prone. The problem with Carson Wentz is that, yes, he's a good quarterback on paper, but when it comes to being on the field, he just can't stay healthy. Like, how am I going to know you're a top 10 quarterback in the NFL when you have not played a season without getting injured? Every year, something happens. Not top 10.
Pylon?
It's tough because if you're talking just best, I do weigh injury in, but like in that specific conversation, it's not as big of a factor because we're talking about more so when they're on the field, I guess you can say. Especially a guy who's he actually has played a decent amount of regular season games. For all the flack he gets, it's just the playoffs. Barely taken any snaps in like 3 years of playoffs appearances. So it's tough, but I think he's still top 10, of course, when he's on the field. I mean, he's had MVP years already, so I still want to give him that top 10 label, but just very far back end. Like 8 would be the highest probably I'd put him.
Dallas.
I put him at top 10 because I think I agree. I don't think injuries are as big of a factor in this discussion. You're just looking at their production when they're on the field. You could use the same argument if someone was to tell me that Gronkowski and J.J. Watt weren't top 10 players at their positions because they were always injured. That's not what this is about. It's about what do they do when they're on the field. When he's on the field, arm talent-wise, mobility-wise, he's one of the better quarterbacks out there all around.
I will tell you this. I said top 10 because it's real simple. In the NFC, you got to name me 4 quarterbacks better than him.
So you got Russell Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and then him and Dak are so close for me. I think wherever one goes, the other goes in rankings. That's how I always do it.
There's where
I wouldn't put Rodgers above him. Not
so
anymore.
I think he is top 5 in the NFC. I do believe that.
There's where the argument is. I said 4 to be funny because I know that at 4, there's where the argument lies.
I just always like Dak more than Carson Wentz, so I would put him Carson Wentz right after Dak.
I'd put him at third best. I wouldn't put Rodgers above him anymore, and I definitely wouldn't put Dak above him.
Now, see, this is where I gotta stop. I'm not even a Packers fan.
Andre
knows
Aaron
this.
Rodgers disrespect train.
I was gonna say,
I said not anymore. I would have a couple years ago.
Well, you know, I didn't even respond to that. And there's a reason why I didn't respond, because we only got 1 minute. We got to get through a whole list.
Yeah.
Anyway, I will tell you this. He ain't over Aaron yet. I will say that. Aaron Jones.
Can I raise one question real quick? Where is Notre Dame going to end up falling in one of these? Are they going to just be eliminated? Because they're independent, so they fall in non-Power 5. We got to put them in the ACC because that's where, like I was saying, talking to you before the show, that's where they're apparently saying they're going to play this year for the conference-only schedules.
Yep, absolutely.
Because I can already think of one off the top of the head. If Notre Dame is here, then Quentin Nelson would go opposite Brandon Brooks at guard.
Interesting. There you go.
Right. And he's the best offensive lineman in my opinion too. So
now that's what I like. I like when we get to changing up lists a little bit here and there. Let's talk about Aaron Jones though, real quick. Aaron Jones.
Who?
Aaron Jones. You heard me. You know all about Aaron Jones.
That's literally my answer. Who?
Wait, Ian, who's your team? Who's your team? I don't know who your team is.
The Bears.
My team is Chicago Bears. Yeah.
With Devon, okay.
He know who Aaron Jones is. He can play that new day train if he wants.
Well, you're asking me if it's top 3, top 5, top 10, or not top 10. Well, I got a simple answer. Who? Like, I'm not going to put him in any category.
He's pulling the Usman. The owl. The owl.
He's playing games right now.
That's my answer. I'm not even gonna give you a justifiable answer. Just who, and that's it. Let's move on.
Pylon, come on.
9 to 12 range. I don't know where to put him. I'd have to really go through the running backs.
Dallas.
Not top 10. If I sat down and did the list, I'm not sure exactly where I'd have him, but it'd be in that 11 to 15 ranking. I think he's top half, but he's average.
Interesting that you say that, Dallas, because for once, I agree with you on a Packers, sir. I think he is tickling the top 10, but he is not top 10 yet. I need to see more from Aaron Jones before I just give him the top 10 status. I mean, come on. Who are we talking about? Dak, Zeke? Never mind. I'm not even naming them. That's going to be another conversation. All right, moving right along. We got another Packer to talk about. Devontae Adams.
He has my respect. I say top 10.
Right at the edge of top 10, yeah. 9 to 11, somewhere in there.
Dallas.
Top 10.
Yeah, he's top 10 to me as well. I think he's phenomenal, especially last year, especially when he had Walmart receivers and gone 4 games, he was still able to produce. I mean, what he did with the Eagles, we should have won that game, by the way. Devontae Adams tore up the Eagles. I mean, just single-handedly. So, I mean, I need to see him do better in games against California teams, though. That's what I will say that. Because 3 of their losses last year came to California teams. So, I need to see him do better this year. Tyreek Hill. This is going to be an interesting one.
Top 10.
Top 10.
Top 10.
Okay, I will put him at top 10, but now here's the question.
No.
Better than Devontae Adams.
As just a receiver, no.
If you're talking about their actual ability at the wide receiver position, no. Devontae Adams is better.
Okay, thank you.
Hill's a better weapon.
Thank you. So let me read these comments because we got a lot of comments. Carson Wentz is not top 10 at all. Said Yuri Baby said not top 10 at all. Not top 10. Not top 10. Said Chris and Dalton. Robert said dumpster juice. He's good on his back. Said Robert Leader. Rodgers is better than Wentz. Said Chris. Aaron Jones is top 10 for sure. Said Yuri. Chris Fisher said Jones is top 10. I'll give Jones 10. Said Deborah. Jones 10. Said Dalton. Top 5. Said Gary. Chris. Top 5. Stop playing. Said Dez. Said top 5. Hill is top 3. Yuri said top 10. California teams. LOL said Deborah. Dez said stop. Hill is only good for speed. Hill is not in the top 10. Stop it. JC Jones is in the building. Adams is more like top 12. Said Deborah Baby. All right. Interesting. I like
Hill in the top 5.
Since when doesn't Tyreek Hill have good hands and good routes? I don't understand.
Okay, so we got a whole lot to go through.
Yeah, let's keep going.
For another time. I would say that Devontae Adams is definitely the better route runner and the better wide receiver getting off the line as well. I mean, you got to also think that Tyreek Hill plays with a lot of weapons. Devontae Adams really doesn't. Put Devontae Adams over in the Chiefs and tell me what he would do. All right.
I think he's the best quarterback of the Rodgers era. or receiver, sorry, of the Rodgers era.
That's very debatable, and I agree with that. I'm not going to go against that or with that. Jordy Nelson is a very close debatable topic, but nevertheless, Tyreek Hill.
We already did.
Yeah, we all said top 10.
Sorry, I gotta say him twice because it's been such a debate the past week or so. Travis Kelce, his teammate.
Top three.
Top 3.
Like
Everybody said top 3.
Yeah, this should be undisputed. Top 3.
I have number 1.
Yeah, I think he's number 1, and it's not debatable. To me, it's not debatable. I get they'll say the 49ers tied in. Some will say that, but I don't. I think that
one person will say Gronk's the best. I don't know who that is, but
oh Jesus,
it might or may not be me.
Hey, there will be one tight end that has been overlooked, and that is Darren Waller from the Las Vegas Raiders. Like, he's not there yet, but if he produces like he did last year, this season, he's going to be up there.
There's a few tight ends who should have a breakout. Hayden Hurst might break out tight end for sure.
I think Mike Gesicki will.
Yeah. Moving on, Kenny Golladay.
I think he's top 10. He's really good. Really good.
Not top 10.
Fringe top 10.
He makes me cringe. Not
so good. He's so good. It's tough.
Barely there. He's dancing right on the line between not and right in there. It's so close.
Yeah,
he just does everything, including blocking, and that's something I value in receivers.
So many. This is maybe the most great, super talented receivers that we've ever seen. There's a lot of young talent.
Tentatively, I have him at 10. Bam. Decided.
I think he's on the bubble. I'm with Chris. He's on the bubble for 10. To me. Rocco.
Yeah.
Kenny Golladay on the bubble. Where you got him?
I have him just outside the top 10. So, like, if I had to do a list, he'd be on the honorable mentions list.
Yeah, me too. We're on the same page here. All right. All right, moving on. Terran Armstead, the offensive tackle.
Top 5 tackle.
Top 5, no doubt.
Top 5.
I'm going to say top 10.
I don't know. I can't think of 5 tackles better than Terran Armstead. It's hard.
That's tough.
I mean, he's been a great tackle for Breeze. I mean, if you're wondering why Breeze doesn't get put on his back that often, you got to thank Armstead for that.
He's so hard to beat because he's so athletic, so it's hard to get that second wind on him on your pass rush. It's really hard because he just can drive right downfield. It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
I just can't think of 5 better.
I can think of like 4. I think David Bakhtiari, Tyron Smith, maybe Andrew Whitworth, and...
Well, Whitworth's been falling off. I don't have him top 5 anymore. As much as I love him as an LSU fan,
just off the top of my head, I
wouldn't put him above him though.
Smith are the only ones I can think of.
I would say, Tyron Smith, Bakhtiari, Lane Johnson when he's not on PEDs.
Yep.
Or maybe Ronnie Stanley.
Yeah.
Ronnie Stanley is phenomenal.
He's great. And then maybe Laramie Tunsil. But they're in the same area, him and Terran Armstead. But yeah, I think he's pretty much top 5.
All right. Moving on. Brandon Brooks.
Absolutely. Top 3 guard.
Top 3.
Top 5.
Well, his injury is hard to even count yet because...
Name 4 better.
I'm not counting his injuries, but all right, off the top of my, this is not in order, but Zach Martin, Quentin Nelson.
Those are the only two I have over.
No, I'll probably get some hate for this, but I'd say either Joe Tooney or Shaq Mason, one of them at least. They are both top 5 guards except for Scott. Tooney at least, yes.
Brandon Brooks is different. Brandon Brooks is different.
I'd say Brooks is right below.
The interesting thing about Brandon Brooks is that I don't even remember him for being on the Eagles. Like, I watched him mainly for being on the Texans all those years ago, and he was good even then. Like, when he was
the
playing
only other guard I could put in a conversation, in my opinion, with Brandon Brooks, besides obviously Quentin Nelson and Zach Martin, who are the top for me, is what's his face? David DeCastro.
I was gonna say, what's his face? That's a really good player. What's his face?
David DeCastro.
I can get with that, but I just think Tooney doesn't get the respect he deserves.
He's good. I mean, he's top 10, but I just don't see him in that, even in the conversation with a Brooks, Quentin Nelson, and Zach Martin.
But
All right, Jason Kelsey.
Arguably the best center now that Frederick's not playing.
He's the number one center in the NFL.
Yeah.
Top 3.
Rodney Hudson's still a center.
The name is slipped. I don't put him at the best center.
David Andrews is up there.
Yeah. He's probably not better.
That's probably my 3.
We're going to forget about Mitch Morris?
He's good.
Okay.
Honestly, between Mitch Morris, Andrews, and Kelsey, for me, it's got to be a 3-way tie. I really couldn't pick one. I think they're all at the top.
My 3 is Kelsey 1, Rodney Hudson 2, and David Andrews 3.
Makes sense.
All right. Joel Bitonio. I'm sorry.
So what do we do with Notre Dame, though? We switching some players out?
No, because, I mean, it could, but technically they're going to be facing ACC. And in college basketball,
I want to include them, but I don't know if we should do non-Power 5 since that's technically they're independent still. But they're going to be playing in the ACC this year if they play. So,
right. I mean, out of the independents in college football, only 2 of them are technically non-Power 5, and that's BYU and that is Liberty.
Yeah.
Folks, you're getting the best sports talk right here. This is Monday Night Madness. For those
so we'll put them in the ACC then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so put them in the ACC. Yes, I agree with that. Now, listen carefully, all right, as we get to the bottom of this. Eric Fisher.
Oh, Bitonio was like top 5 to 8 for me, by the way.
I put both of them in the top 5. Bitonio and Fisher, I'm top 5. Both of them are.
Not top 10, I'm going to be honest. Go ahead.
I got to go top 10 for Bitonio.
Yeah, I agree. Top 10. Eric Fisher.
Top 10.
I'd put him on the cringe of top 5. Like, he's in the upper tier of the top 10.
I'd go top 10. Not sure exactly where I'd have him, but if I sit down and did out the list, I could probably come up with 6 or 7 tackles I'd take over him.
Yeah, that's about where I'd have him.
Interesting. All right. Moving right along. Non-Power 5 defense time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. And, of course, we start with Khalil Mack.
He's top 5, top 3 edge.
Top 3.
Top 3.
Top 3.
Yeah.
Top 3.
Yeah, and he's representing the right team. I just want to point that out. He has the right jersey on and everything.
Eggs, no. Hell to the no. To the no.
That Buffalo jersey was the best one he had.
Like, no, he's no longer wearing the silver and black. I'm glad about that. He's now wearing
those blues were the best he had. The blue and black.
Yes, the blue and black for UV, baby, right here.
Yeah,
I still can't believe him and Brandon Oliver almost single-handedly beat Ohio State until like the last quarter. That was nutty.
Oh yeah, of course. You know, UB ain't no pushover now. We'll talk about. By the way, if you have not seen the Rise Up Right articles, you can go check those out on the ChallengerNews.com. I just actually did a write up on UB and their conference schedule this year, in which the Big Ten may not even be playing any interleague games this year, according to many sources. All right, let's get to Akeem Hicks, who's another Bear.
Top 10.
I don't know if I have him top 10 D tackle. I'd have to really go through the D tackles. Might be top 15.
Not top 10.
I got top 10 in terms of his leadership skills and his value in terms of locker room. Top 10, no doubt about it.
I'm gonna say top 10. I'll say top 10. I'll give them that. The Bears have a really good defense. I don't know what happened last year as far as their contingency and their continuity, but they usually have a pretty good defense. I'll give them top 10 at that. Speaking of 7160, all right, we might as well talk about Ed Oliver, the guy who might face the 2-game suspension coming up.
I don't know much about him, so I'm not going to rank him. I don't know much about him.
I'd put him as high as I'd put Akeem Hicks right now.
Hasn't done much since he got drafted, so not top 10 for me.
Dallas, brother, usually we not on the same page as most.
He's done as much as Quinnen Williams. Literally almost zero impact.
Listen, as much as me and you have our little rivalry, because I cover the Bills and you are a Patriots fan, me and you are agreeing a lot tonight, brother. We are agreeing a lot. Ed Oliver is not top. Ed Oliver had 5 sacks, and those sacks were in the last 6 games of the season. I remember Ed Oliver went almost the whole entire first half, almost 3/4 of the season with no sacks. He's a good gap assignment guy for the Buffalo Bills, definitely, who tote the number 2 defense, by the way. But he's not top 10. Not yet.
No, I got him top 15 because I think he just needs to develop his pass rush moves a little bit more, and then he'll be at that level where he can get double-digit or at least borderline double-digit sacks and get a lot of pressures and all that.
Yes. I could agree with that totally, Pylon.
I put no
Definitely
ranking.
Not top 10 yet, though.
I put no ranking because I don't watch enough of AFC East or NFC East. I mean, I live here on the West Coast. They don't show you that much over here. So
get to YouTube. Or you know what you could do too? You could watch the Buffalo Bills edition of Rise Up Early. Get all your information on Buffalo Bills right there every Sunday at 30 a.m. Watch it. All right. Moving right along. DeMarcus Lawrence.
Top 10 edge. I don't know where I'd put him though. Maybe close to 5. But...
He had one great season, so I say outside top 10.
I'd put him low end top 10 because he had that one insane season and then he really fell back last year with the 3 sacks. So I think that kind of drops him into the middle or low end of it.
Dallas, sir.
8 to 10 range.
Dallas. Listen, Dallas for Dallas. Okay? Dallas for Dallas. Me and you are going to stop agreeing. Dude, I was just about to say the same damn thing. Yo, DeMarcus Lawrence is very slowly drifting out of the top 10. Very slowly. How many 10-sack seasons has DeMarcus Lawrence had?
Uno, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 1. It was 18 sacks. It was his big year, and he had 3 last year.
1! And then he had 3 last year. The total drop off. You want to talk about face of the earth drop? Yo, you better be careful, man. Lawrence is very, very close to dropping off that
fall from grace.
The fall from grace is coming very slowly but surely. And now they got all those D linemen too. He better produce this year, or we got a problem. Major problem in Dallas, especially since you paid him all that money. Bobby Wagner, folks. Bobby Wagner.
I I hate the Seahawks, but top 3.
Top 1.
Top 3.
Uno.
Yeah, top 1, the best.
Ain't a linebacker better than Bobby Wagner.
Hey, we didn't classify what. You just said top 3, top 5, top 10, or not top 10. So, based off of those classifications.
I'm classifying him at 1. Because once Luke Kuechly started to fall off and got more concussions, he became number 1, like, unanimously.
All right.
There's very few guys I'll just right there say number 1, no doubt. But he's one of them.
Bobby Wagner is number 1?
Yeah, you're not including the edges. Like TJ Watt and all them, they fall as edges. That's why DeMarcus Lawrence or Shaq Barrett's there as like a flex.
That's tough.
I can't think of a like actual traditional linebacker better than Bobby Wagner in the league. Like not even close.
I'm going to say he's top 3. He's very debatable at top number 1. Yeah. Numero
I need
uno.
some names for this debate. This could be a debate because we're talking about the man Bobby Wagner.
I'm gonna let Andre take it from here. Andre?
All right. So, you want me to give you names?
Yeah, I mean, I need somebody that, like, if it's debatable, I need at least one name that could be debatable.
We don't got enough time for debates. We don't have enough time for the debate today. We're gonna do that.
We're gonna talk about it though.
Yeah, we'll definitely reconvene with this. We will get at this Bobby Wagner talk on another show. I promise you we will. By the way, if you want to watch the hottest of sports shows, continue to watch the Rise of Sports Family Network. Continue to watch them. So many hot shows and new shows coming up too. All right. This is Trial by Fire night, by the way, too. For those who don't know, I put it in the comment section, and I think they're doing a pretty damn good job, don't you think? Network worthy, folks. Get ready.
Get your college football talk after this. The vault.
Right. Get ready.
I'll be on there.
Darius Leonard.
Top 5.
Yeah, he's right there in that, like the end of the top 5 for me.
Top 5.
Agreed. Top 5 for sure. Shaquille Barrett.
Top 10.
See, this is where I would put TJ Watt as the flex. Oh wait, no, yeah, oh yeah.
No, ACC, yeah.
Yeah, ACC.
No, Shaquille Barrett, top 10. I mean, if he has another good year, he'll keep going up, obviously. But yeah, top 10 for now.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about DeMarcus Lawrence's 1 year, so I mean, he's really only had one big year.
Yeah,
so I think you got to put him right where DeMarcus Lawrence is.
Because he's had one really big year, like last year, he's number 2 in sacks. But all his other years, he's been more consistent.
He has been a role filler. He was a role filler on the Broncos.
He hasn't had a major drop off like DeMarcus Lawrence had, though. We're talking about someone who was, a role filler, or at times more than that, and he was average or slightly above it. Then he took the jump to an incredibly elite season last year. So he went on a steady ascent, whereas DeMarcus Lawrence went on a steady decline.
Yeah, but he had the ascent before that.
But he had a season like last year before that. That was his first.
No, I mean that's what I'm saying. Shaq Barrett's only had one good season. He was a role player pretty much for the Broncos defense before that year.
That makes him top 5.
So I think it's the same conversation as DeMarcus Lawrence because you don't know if he's going to fall off or not, just like DeMarcus Lawrence did. So you don't know.
But he hasn't fallen off yet. He's coming off a high, so that has to make him top
5. Listen to this debate going on.
I thought we were talking top 10. Definitely not top 5.
You could have said not top 10, but then you throw that
on linebacker or edge.
Doubling down on your incorrect opinion.
Oh, here we go. I told you Monday Night Madness.
Shaq Barrett's not a top 5 D end or edge rusher or linebacker. Either one you want to put him in, he's not top 5.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Byron Jones.
Top 3.
Corners?
Yeah, Byron Jones, corner, who's now on the Dolphins.
3.
I'd go top 3.
Hot takes. Hot takes.
These comments is getting real too. Melissa said not top 5 on what grounds?
For who?
But no, we moving forward. Shaquille Barrett. I get it. We will have that conversation. See, now I know what we're gonna have conversations on for the next show. I think the next show is going to be a hot fire show.
It's basically being made from this show.
Yes, it's being made. That's why you gotta love Monday Night Madness. You can make shows off of shows. Continue to watch Monday Night Madness, y'all. It gets real on this. Keep going. Byron Jones to me is top 5. It's not top
10. Top 10. I give you
10.
And I'm pushing towards the top 10 too. I'm pushing towards it. The only reason why I say Byron Jones is top 5 is because of a couple of things. First of all, when you go at Byron Jones usually is really good at making plays. Even though he had no interceptions last year, he's really good if you go look at the stats. Very good. He likes a lot of statistics when it comes to cornerbacks. And in fact, I think I showed y'all on one of the shows where Byron Jones is better than what most people think, even though he's just not a turnover person like Trey White or Stephon Gilmore. But we'll continue. We'll move on. AJ Bush.
I don't know if he's even top 10 anymore.
No. Cringe top 10. Like, cringe. Like, I don't know.
I also think Byron Jones could be a fringe top 5 safety. I just don't have him as a top 5 corner. I think he's definitely a better safety, though.
EJ Boye, definitely not top 10. No way, no how.
No.
Yeah, I don't have him in the top 10.
Not anymore.
Nope, I don't. Can't do it. I could try to push it, but all right. Kevin Byard.
10. Top 10. Like very bottom, like 9 or 10 probably right now.
Top 5.
I'd say top 5.
I don't know.
I mean, it's toward the low end of the top 5, but still.
Jamal Adams, Tyrann Mathieu, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Derwin James. Already right there, he's pretty much falling out of the top 5 for me.
Byard over Minkah for me. Not a big Minkah guy.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like he does everything on the football field.
Yeah, I'm actually not a big Jamal Adams guy. Like, I watch him on the field.
In the league.
Oh, my Lord.
Not be a big guy for the best safety in the league. As a Patriots fan, let me tell you, nothing worse than having to play that guy 2 times a year.
No, what I'm saying is I don't see him as a number 1 guy.
Eddie Jackson's better than Kevin Byard.
Isn't even top 10. He's overhyped.
Kevin Byard is very fringe top 10 right now.
Simmons overhyped.
I mean, you keep going. Justin Simmons, Eddie Jackson.
He's better than Justin Simmons.
There's guys that are definitely better than Kevin Byard. A good amount of them. Because Kevin Byard, he's not a big come up and tackle and hit guy. He's a rangy guy. That's what he does.
That's
sideline to sideline.
That's why he's better than whoever you said there, Simmons.
Well, Justin Simmons can do both. Justin Simmons comes up and hits. He tackles. He does good zone, man. He does a little of everything.
Before next show, I'm going to sit down and do my list for some of these positions that we're debating over.
Hey, Andre.
Yes.
Just looking at the comment section, I just want to address something very quickly. This is non-Power 5. Of course, Jalen Ramsey wouldn't be here. He went to Florida State. Of course, Jamal Adams wouldn't be here. He went to LSU. So that's why they're not here.
Yeah, we're running it down as each player we're going to go through to see if they're top 5 in the league, top 10 in the league. But it's just ranked. It's like put like this right now because then we're going to compare the teams for each conference and like head to head. That's why it's like that. We're just we're going down the names. Overall in the league is what we're barring. It's judged on though.
Yes, and we're going to do it next week as well because I don't think we're going to get through all of them. We're probably going to get through 2 of them, and then we got basketball to talk about too. Jimmy Ward is the last one on the list as we talk Power 5, non-Power 5.
Top 15, 20.
Not top 10.
Yeah, not
Top
top
15.
10.
I'll go with that.
Probably around 20 for me.
20?
Around there, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'll
have
say
more.
that.
Yeah. That's real tough. Like y'all real harsh on these players and that. Real harsh.
Listen,
I'm loving it though. I'm loving it.
safeties there's a lot of good safeties in the league right now. And they keep coming into the league too. Ashton Davis and a few guys that are coming in this year. So
Darnell Savage.
he played well. I think he played pretty well.
All right. Well, we are going to another commercial break. We'll be back in just a moment. Right here on the Monday Night Madness. Make sure you like and share, please. The fire starters here. Rocco Kelly, Dallas Oliver, and my man Jared Mullen. Pylon to pylon. Putting so much into it. Yeah. Let's get this fire started. Sports became a passion. Campbell bring it to life, highlighting all the action. Opinions to the slow, like a chemical reaction. If we started from the bottom, now rise up the newest caption. And it's known that every team and every person got an nemesis. But there's a similarity that trumps all of our differences. Statements can get real, better back it up with evidence. Prove it for the record, watch the hour of deliverance. Hate us outside the lines, but we do it quite frankly. Cause I'm around the horn, so just want the interruption. Cause I hate that they be spreading. Cause I unwanted production, plus I gotta do it all. And it ain't up for discussion, man. And blood, sweat, and tears, man, they measure up my action. All right, that was quick, real quick. You know, I had to pay some bills real fast. Nevertheless, it's Monday Night Madness. We are back. Pac-12 time. Let's get it. And we got to do it quicker this time than the first time. The first go-round was the fire start. Now we got to get a little faster, all right? So let's start off with Aaron Rodgers.
Top 5.
Hold on. Let me say this right now. Dallas, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, because I see it coming. I can see you about to say something crazy.
I respect him a proper amount.
Yeah, okay. What's the proper amount?
Top 10. Like, really high end top 10, like barely outside 5. I probably have him around 6.
Okay. Pylon to pylon.
Top 5. Definitely top 5.
Yeah, for me, it's top 5 still. I don't know why people take anybody.
Yeah, I'm over there in Rodgers' disrespect.
I don't think it's disrespect. I got Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, Brady, Breeze, then Rodgers. 5.
Don't even put Lamar Jackson up there, bud.
I hate the Ravens.
Don't even do that.
Do we truly believe Brady is better than Aaron Rodgers right now?
I do.
No.
Brady had a better year than
Hell no.
This is another thing for next week. But I hate the Ravens because they killed us. But based on what I saw in that game in their season, Lamar Jackson is just hate to not put him at least top 30.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And
I hate the Ravens.
Well, he's not better than Drew Brees. He's not better than Pat Mahomes, and he's definitely not better than Russell Wilson. But who's the next person?
See, and this is good. See, you brought up Drew Brees. We had this argument. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. You remember? Don't make me put up that stat again about Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers again.
No, we don't. That's another conversation I'm good on. Like it's too many. I've had that conversation too much lately.
Yes, thank you. Christian McCaffrey.
He's top 2. He's my personal best running back, but I think it's 1A and 1B, or maybe even 1C with Zeke and Saquon with him.
Top 3.
What?
Top 3. I'd have top 3. I'd have Barkley at 1, him at 2.
What? He's not top 10.
Who said he's not top 10?
He's not top 10.
Who said Christian McCaffrey's not top 10?
He's not top 10.
You're saying that?
Yes, I'm saying this.
Oh, you're working up to top 1, aren't you?
Not
Okay. All right.
You beat Gabe. He's not top 10. He's not top 5. He's not top 3. He is absolutely, and as much as I argued against him a couple months ago being number 1, Christian McCaffrey is number. He is 1. And the only reason why I'm going to say he's 1 is you can make an argument that Zeke, who was 1, kind of got overtopped by the Tennessee Titans running back
Henry
and Chubb, in which Chubb wasn't even talked about last year as being number 1, 2, 3. Henry wasn't 3 the year before either. It took Tennessee damn near the whole season to find out that Henry was the best weapon smoking in Tennessee.
Yeah, you didn't even mention Saquon Barkley in the same breath. You should have mentioned him before.
Hold on. Time out. Let me get to Saquon. The only reason why I don't mention Saquon as much is because what's the best ability?
Pass catching.
Availability.
Availability, durability, accountability. I can think of a bunch of abilities.
Oh, I thought you said his ability.
Yes, he's got great ability. Listen, I am one who loves Saquon Barkley. I think he has phenomenal footwork. He's a beast. I watched him at Penn State beasting. He's phenomenal. But my only problem is he can't stay off the injury bug, and I haven't seen enough. I haven't seen enough to just say, yo, Saquon, man, you're getting top 2, top. It's tough, man. And for those who say diamond running backs are a dime a dozen, I don't agree with that.
We know who that is.
I just don't agree with it. I can understand why you're saying it, but I don't agree with it. I just can't agree with it. After the running backs I've seen in the last couple of years, I can't. Keenan Allen. Mm-hmm.
He is, when healthy, he's top 10, but it's tough with his health.
Not top 10.
So he's around there.
Top 10.
Keenan Allen is top 10 to me. Please explain to me who the Chargers receivers are.
Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. That's about it.
Thank you, Rocco, for answering that, and that's why he's top 10.
Yeah, it's not top 10. When it comes to overall NFL, he just can't stay healthy.
So we're using the injury thing on him.
You used it with Saquon, so why not use it with Keenan Allen?
But I ain't dropped Saquon out the top 10. Good God.
Did you drop him out of your 5?
Drop who out of the 5?
Saquon.
See, now here's the only problem. Now if we get into 5, 5 through 7 is very, very touchy when we talking about running backs now. Because you got Dalvin Cook that's hanging around. Dallas. No offense, I saw that. And I am a Green Bay Packers fan and will admit that Dalvin Cook is a beast when healthy.
Well, he's a beast when he doesn't hold out for a new contract.
Or that too. I mean, come on, but Melvin Gordon did the same thing.
And he lost more money than he did when he should have just signed the contract originally.
Melvin Gordon underestimated the depth chart.
Yep, and that's what he get, and that's what Le'Veon Bell gets because he did the same thing too. I mean, but see, that 5 to 8 pool gets very suspicious, gets very spooky, man. I'm not dropping Saquon out 5 though. I'm not. I can't drop him out of 5 because I know what type of generational talent he has. Juju Smith-Schuster.
Keenan Allen's a top 3 route runner in the league, by the way.
Yes,
just a statement I want to make.
I agree. Keenan Allen definitely can go to work. I agree. Juju. Let's talk about Juju.
Another fall from grace.
Not top 10.
Not top 10.
Not top 10.
Not top 10 for me either. I thought, to be honest with you, he definitely benefited from AB, and I knew that was coming. I kind of figured it was coming. Juju is a number 2. He's not a number 1. To be honest with you, and here I'm about to make noise on Monday Night Madness. This is gonna get a lot of people talking. John Brown is a better number 2 than Juju. In fact, John Brown is a
That's
better
a conversation.
Well, I mean, they used Juju last year in the slot, so technically he wasn't even a number 2.
Yeah,
just because you're in the slot doesn't mean you're not a number 2 or even a number 1.
right. It just means the play of formation has you move from
Jarvis Landry, Exhibit A, number 1 receiver on the Dolphins.
Chart, but he plays in the slot.
Who? Say that again, Dallas.
I said Julian Edelman is listed as 2 on the Patriots depth chart, but he plays in the slot. So,
you know why that is though. That's all game formation. That's all game planning. Julian.
I mean, is that going to still happen now? I mean, I don't think Brady, with him no longer there, the slot wide receiver isn't his pen pal anymore in New England.
No, it has to. It has to continue.
Cam Newton's not allergic to him though.
Okay.
And Bill Belichick definitely isn't.
And there's my thing. I think he still ends up being in the slot a lot, even with Cam Newton. A lot.
Yeah, I mean that's where he excels. He's a beast at taking hits over the middle.
And he's a beast that is route running. His route running is ridiculous from the slot. I think he's one of the best slot receivers, if you want to be very honest, in the game. Julian Edelman.
Even at 34. It's nice to hear him get a little respect finally.
Number 1 slot receiver, real quick.
Ooh.
I got to go with my man Juice. Off the top of my head, I can't think of a better slot receiver than Jarvis.
Tyler Boyd.
I'd say it's Edelman, then Landry, and then whoever else you want to play.
Edelman over Jarvis Landry right now?
For slot receivers,
I know you're a Patriots
fan.
You're a Patriots fan, but
if you ask me overall receiver,
then you're definitely going to give it to Jarvis Landry.
But if you want to go slot receiver,
we can go down the line of attributes.
Nobody has been just from slot
Who
receiver.
Has better hands?
Nobody has been more productive, more efficient, come up in the biggest moments than Edelman from the slot receiver point of view.
Who has better hands?
Jarvis.
Easily.
Yeah.
Who has better
route runner?
Who has better route running? Who's better at sitting
Jarvis Landry by a
getting
mile.
open in the defense? No. Who's smarter? Edelman.
Prime Edelman would be a conversation for route running.
What do you mean prime Edelman? He had one of the best seasons of his career last year. He's still in his prime, even at 34.
He's not going to be productive
historically. That's
this
not
year.
true.
Look at that's another
historically, a wide receiver's prime is from 25 to
Jarvis
30.
Landry is arguably the best run blocking receiver in the NFL.
We'll talk about that next week. I'll come with my stats.
Yeah, buddy. I see next week is gonna be a fiery. Y'all need to put this in the comment section in the group. Afterwards, please.
Zach Ertz. After you're done.
Ridiculous. Yes, Zach Ertz. Please listen.
Top 5.
Top 3.
Top 10.
Top 5.
I probably meant 4.
Yeah, 4 seems fair.
Who's got better hands than Zach Ertz? Tight end wise.
Gronk.
Kittle and
Kelsey.
Kittle and Kelsey. I'd say that's about it.
Probably Kittle and Kelsey. Gronk, that's debatable.
We gotta act like he just smashed the ball out of there and never let any bit of tension off of it. Yeah, his hands are crazy.
Yeah, but he's a big guy.
See, if Gronk was still on the Patriots, Dalton would have number 1.
Even if he was on the Patriots, I wouldn't have him top 5 just because of how he fell off with the injuries. You got to wait and see what he's going to give you this year. But I think there's the potential for him to be top 5 or for him to be bottom 15.
We're going to see.
Top
Everybody's
10.
been sleeping on Gronk, and I'm not going to do it.
Well, I'm glad that
I've seen him abuse and embarrass people plenty of times.
Yeah, I have too, but I also saw him
Up to his most recent
down the
performances.
stretch of the Super Bowl against the Rams. He was good the first 4 or 5 games, and then after that, just right into the crapper.
Gronk is top
We're gonna
10.
see.
He's not the same Gronk he was from 2012.
He's
not
not
that
the same
guy
Gronk,
anymore.
but he's still top 5 because I think
That,
No,
that
he's
is
not.
like 8 years
tight
ago.
ends I would take above him right now. I would go Kelsey, Kittle, Zach Ertz, and then Gronk and Waller.
Waller. There's a couple tight ends that are nice, actually. All right, David Bakhtiari.
Yeah, he was top 5 for me. Maybe top 3.
When it comes to chugging beers, top 5.
Top 3.
Ramona died. What's up? She said Kelsey better hands, Kittle harder to tackle. Rob Gronkowski is top 3, said Melissa. Boo, Mark Andrews, Waller goes earlier. Oh, yeah, see, Mark Andrews should be up there too.
Yeah, Andrews, I'd bump Waller for Andrews. And then I put Gronk below Andrews.
It's tough because most starting tight ends in the league are still technically unproven. It's tough.
Dad said David Bakhtiari is number 1.
Yeah.
Or David Castro is number 1, actually.
At guard? Number 1 guard? I don't know about all that.
I got him top 5.
I got him.
I don't think there's a better offensive lineman, period, than Quentin Nelson. I think he's
Top
the best
3.
offensive lineman, period.
I think
I
it's
agree.
Quentin Nelson, Zach Martin, David DeCastro, in that order.
Yeah, I agree. I think Quentin Nelson is number 1.
He's in my top 10 overall players. I'm so high on him. Sorry, but he's disgusting. He's like Aaron Donald on offense.
Let's talk about Alex Mack. We obviously got David DeCastro top 5, top 10.
Top 5 for me. I'm at 4.
Mack, I got Mack in between.
Oh, Alex Mack?
Yeah.
Top 10.
Top 10.
Top 10.
Castro top 5.
Yeah.
Andres Pete is not top 10.
No. Absolutely not.
No.
Fringe top 10. There's a serious lack of really elite guards after the top 4 or 5, I think. It really starts to thin out. Only for that reason
Not
does
top
he
10.
sneak fringe. There's a serious lack of really good guards. After the top 5, they just kind of start to thin out.
I thought he was going to be a real good tackle, and then he
He's
switched to
barely
guard in
been
the NFL.
I think he's barely there.
Yeah.
I'd put him at 10.
I don't know. Tyron Smith, top
10.
3.
Top 10.
Top 1 to 3 for me.
Top 3.
Top 10.
So he's not top 5?
No. I mean, unless it comes to his contract. The only thing I'll put him in the top 5 is how much money he's getting paid. I mean, that guy definitely deserves a round of applause for how much money he's getting paid.
How about pass blocking wise and keeping Dak Prescott's left side clean?
Tyron Smith's an animal.
I'm just saying he's got a nice payday. Got a
Most
very
Most of
nice
his
payday.
pressures come from the right
I
side.
can't think of
Like,
5 guards or
sorry.
tackles better than him.
Yeah. I think it's
Can't even begin to think about that.
Yeah. Definitely think it's 3 for me. Top 3. Yeah.
Pac-12
All right.
defense. Land of the arm tackles.
Oh, yeah. Defense time. Cameron Jordan.
Ooh, he's fringe top 5, man. He's been producing.
Top 3.
Top
Top
10.
3.
Top 10 to me.
I don't mind him being out of the 5, but he could have an argument, I think, with how he's produced
Yeah.
and the impact he's had.
I think he's right at like 6.
Yeah, like 7-6, somewhere like that.
Top 3, if you want to talk edge rushers, I think Chandler Jones, Shaq Barrett, Cam Jordan in that order.
So TJ
I
Watt.
consider TJ Watt outside linebacker. You can kind of move.
But
this
he's primarily an edge, though. Like, he's primarily rushing, but he does drop in
Watt
coverage.
as edge, then he's above Cam Jordan. But if you classify
Khalil
him
Mack
as a
would classify
linebacker,
as
then Cam
edge.
Jordan's 3.
Khalil Mack would classify as edge.
All right, DeForest Buckner.
He's top 5 tackles.
Top 5.
Top 5.
Very good in run support. Very good in run support. He might be one of the. He's arguably the best run support D tackle.
What's up, TCKCC? I see. All right, Earl Casey.
Not top 5 DT anymore. I'll probably put respect and say he's still top 10 though.
Not top 5.
Top 10.
I'll say top 10. Everson Griffin.
No. He's dropping down for me.
Yeah, I don't really have a thing for him.
I can't figure out why he's unsigned. I've got him top 10 still. I think he's around 7 or 8.
See, if he's counting towards edge, then you're counting all these other DNs, and then he definitely falls off the top 10. Because then you start throwing out Myles Garrett, you start throwing out Danielle Hunter, you start throwing out names like that, because they're the same thing as Everson Griffin, like a DN. Because I think it says edge, but I think that's really pretty much the DNs and pass rushing linebackers. So, I don't know. It's tough. It's
Griffin
tough.
over Hunter.
You're taking Everson Griffin over Danielle Hunter?
Yes, out of those two, I think.
Are you serious?
Griffin. I think it was Griffin that took the focus off of Hunter more so.
Oh my God.
Well,
that's definitely on the docket. That right there is on the docket.
All right. Well, we're gonna have a whole lot of debate topics coming.
Damn.
Anthony Barr
ran him out of town, but he's not as good as him. Oh man.
We skipped over Eric Kendricks. Did we?
No. I said them both. I said Eric Kendricks and Anthony Barr. They play on the same team, so we might.
I do have them right in the same area, anyways, for rankings. So, I mean, top 15 to 20 for both of them.
Eric Kendricks top 10, Anthony Barr not top 10.
Put him cringe top 10.
Yeah, I'm cringing top 10. Cringing, and they're probably like 11, cringy 11, 12. Yeah.
We're all just going to end up having to put our top 10s together for every position.
No, we really are. We're going to have to redo this whole entire list coming up on another show sooner or later. Eric Armstead.
He's a flex. That's kind of weird. Because he could play DN, but he's primarily inside, and he doesn't play any bit of linebacker. But I'll put him – I'm going to put him with the D tackles, and I'm going to put him top 7 D tackles in the league.
I'll put him in the top 10.
If you're putting him with the tackles, the DTs, then I can't do top 10, just outside.
Top 10. Oh, that's fair, I guess.
I need these D line top 10s. We're gonna have to see about these.
Richard Sherman.
Still great in zone coverage, so I mean it's hard to take him out of the top 10, of course. I don't see him as top 5 anymore, though.
No, definitely not top 5.
Nah, he ain't top 5.
Cringe top 10.
Yeah.
I have a real hard time with this. I did this list for top 10 corners. He didn't quite make the cut, but until I sat down and did it, I didn't realize how many amazing corners that there were in the league. I mean, it's not his play level that's dropped off. It's just there's so many others that are younger and just elevated over him. I think he's just barely outside the 10, like 11.
Yeah, I do want to add that there is going to be one corner added to this list in a couple of years, and that is Jalen Johnson from University of Utah. Like, he was drafted this year. Like, he's going to be on this list within 3 years. I guarantee
The
it.
Pac-12, like top 2 corners active.
Yeah.
Oof. Hot take.
Marcus Peters.
Very hot take. We're going to see about it. I like Jalen Johnson, though. He's good.
Yeah.
Marcus Peters is top 10.
Marcus Peters, top 10.
Yeah.
Top 5. We talked about Byron Jones earlier. He's better than Byron Jones. Xavier Howard's better than Byron Jones.
I don't got either of them in my top 5.
Byron, the top 5 is Gilmore, Trey White. You put Ramsey in there if you wanted to. You put Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey. And the order I goofed a little, but I think Humphrey's 3, and then I would probably go Peters at 5.
Are we going to put Marcus Peters over Patrick Peterson?
Yes, at this point in his career.
Interesting.
All right, safety, Buda Baker.
Top 10. I think he broke into the top 10. He's on the fringe of breaking into the top 10.
I say
if he has
cringe
another
top
good year.
10. Cringe
Because
top 10.
he's very, very active in that defense.
I'd go top 10.
And productive. I think he's better than Kevin Byard if we talk about him. He's good, man. And he could play corner a little bit, too. That's where he started, really.
Okay.
Marcus Williams is maybe top 20.
Yeah, I think Marcus Williams has fell off.
I just don't think he was ever that great.
I think he was top 10, and then the Minnesota Miracle or the Minneapolis Miracle kind of made him fall off, and he hadn't really recovered since then.
Yeah, I'm going to defend Marcus Williams.
He's the third best
here.
safety on his team.
Like, I'll defend Marcus Williams here. I'm a University of Utah guy. Like, he is a really good talent. And when he first started out, he provided a lot of good talent, a lot of good potential to the Saints organization. But whenever anyone brings up Marcus Williams, the first thing they always bring up is, oh, he missed a tackle. Oh, why did he miss the tackle? What are you doing? All you had to do was make the tackle. Like, personally, I feel bad for the guy. Because no matter what he does in his NFL career, he's only going to be known for that one moment. That's it. So I'm going to defend him on that one. Like, no, he's not top 10, but
third best safety on his team.
He's not top 10, but I'm going to defend him. Like, he actually is a good talent, just people don't give him the credit.
He's all right.
I
still think he's the third best safety on his team, though.
I'm only mentioning that because someone in the comments said he sucks. No, he doesn't suck.
No, he doesn't suck. I just don't think he's that, like, anything crazy of a talent. He's solid. He's all right.
Who's the other two on his team that are better than him?
There's 2 other ones. Malcolm Jenkins and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
All right, I'm a big University of Florida college football fan. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, no way in hell.
He's better than Marcus Williams.
Marcus Williams is easily the best safety on his team. Easily,
he's not better than Malcolm Jenkins. I know that.
Second best safety in his division.
All right. Well, guess what? We got a Saints fan right here, D-Man Smith.
That's why I'm coming on his rim, because I want to talk about Marcus Williams. First of all, he is not a better safety. He hasn't recovered since the Minnesota Miracle.
Where does he rank on your Saints safeties?
Like, ranked?
Yeah, out of the 3 safeties.
I would say, like, top 3. He's not better than Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
Thank you.
What has Gardner-Johnson done?
He was productive last year.
Exactly.
And he was a rookie.
And by the way,
Malcolm Jenkins.
also,
and he's a guy that's getting better.
I mean, he's good ball hawking, though, but he's, like, have trouble with the tackling stuff. You saw him with the Minnesota Miracle. And shout out to Deborah Beatty. He cost the Saints against the 49ers when he did a ridiculous face mask on George Kittle.
I'm a Florida fan. It won't last from Gardner-Johnson. That's all I'm telling you. He likes to have a good year and then falls off the next.
I don't know. He dealt with stuff in college, but we'll see. He's always had that high potential.
Well, we have eclipsed our 1 hour, 30-minute mark. with the last 2 minutes of the show, I want you guys to vote right now. If you were to put the non-Power 5 against the Pac-12 team, which team would win? Start voting right now, folks. And for those who did not see them, I will go back and show you real quick.
Yeah, let me see those again. Let me see them as a whole again.
All right. So here's Pac-12 defense.
All right.
Pac-12 offense coming up. All right. Everybody good?
This would be a hell of a game.
Sweet. We are going to non-Power 5 defense.
I think this defense might be better than the Pac-12 defense.
Well, it easily is.
Pac-12's got some guys too, but I think it's definitely the better defense.
Non-Power 5 offense.
That's close.
This is gonna be close, man.
I might go. I think it is. I think Pac-12 has it both ways.
What?
I think Pac-12 has offense, and I think defense is close, but I would give it a non-Power 5.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I think the non-Power 5 offense is ridiculous.
I don't think it's as close as you're saying it is. Not even.
I mean,
hold on. Watch this. Carson Wentz, Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Kenny Galladay. Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah, but that Pac-12 offense is pretty filthy too.
Woo! Like
A-Rod, McCaffrey, like Keenan Allen.
You got Keenan Allen, who I don't think Keenan Allen.
Zach Ertz.
Yeah, but I don't think Keenan Allen and Juju match up to Tyreek and Devontae. No way.
But having Christian McCaffrey, Zach Ertz, and Gronk, plus that O-line is super nasty. Those three is what put them over the top because their strength isn't receiver. The non-Power 5 strength is at the 2 receivers. You got 3 that are unbeatable on the Pac-12 offense.
Well, I've always believed that defense wins championships. I've always been that way. That is how NFL is done. And the non-Power 5 has the best defense in terms of top to bottom. So the non-Power 5, they would win this matchup.
The non-Power 5 is a better secondary. The Pac-12 defense has easily the better linebacking core and D-line.
Yeah, you know what? I would love to be able to simulate this.
I mean, you can. I mean, if you go on Madden 20, create the teams, and just do a simulation.
Oh, you know what? I got the Pac-12 and the non-5 mixed up. Oh, it's my bad.
Yeah, I'm giving non-Power 5. I think they win.
Yeah, the non-Power 5 has the better line.
Total.
My bad.
I agree with Dallas.
Power 5 is winning this one. Let me read the comments real quick as we're about to go off the air. I want to thank everybody for joining in the Monday Night Madness. Do you see how an hour and a half goes by really quick? You're having fun, man. We're having fun. We're on the #1 Monday night show. Period, man. Listen, we're gonna keep pumping these Monday Night Madnesses out to you. We got Ian Kelly, Rocco Kelly in the building.
Rocco Kelly, absolutely.
We got Dallas Oliver in the building. Jarrett Muller, Pylon the Pylon's in the building.
Yes,
we're gonna
sir.
have topics next week. We're gonna continue these conversations. Next week will be SEC or Big 12. And then we got Dalton D-Man Smith in the house.
What's up, y'all?
And we are going to have a whole lot of fun. I want to thank everybody again for tuning in. Continue to keep voting. Even after the show, you can continue to vote. We got non-Power 5. Jay Beck said. Chris Fisher said Pac-12 as a whole. Eric Winter said non-Power 5. And they want to see it. So we're going to have to make this happen. I don't know who got mad in 20. We're going to have to make. Oh, we might have to make that happen, Dallas. Next week, we might have to make that happen. Just for a fun bee. Might have to make that happen. A separate video, separate show, separate video, just the simulation of the game. All right, we'll put it together. We'll get that together. Only right here on the Rise Up Family Sports Network will you get that. And shout out to the OnPoint Network as well. All right, this has been Monday Night Madness. We had a whole lot more madness for you guys too. Yes, Big 12 was coming up. We will get into this next week.
Ooh.
We will get into Big 12 next week. Yes, we had everything for you. SEC.
The SEC one. That's going to be some hot takes. SEC is my conference.
Oh, yeah, SEC. As you can see. We got Big 10 as well.
Oh, my goodness.
Damn.
Look back so you can see it one more time. Then we had some NBA. Obviously, we know about Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook has COVID-19. There is a report that maybe James Harden as well. That's a rumor. I have not officially seen that come out yet, but there is a rumor that James Harden may have it as well.
I don't think James Harden has it because he's been practicing social distancing on defense for many years.
We're going to close out on that note. We are going to close out right there. And I'm glad that the end is here. All right. And I'm not talking Kyrian Cross now. This has been Monday Night Madness. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Dallas. That was hilarious.